Greetings, welcome back. I'm gonna start today by trying to do a new sketch for everyone. Today I was thinking about doing like a portrait of like a gruff World War II sergeant smoking a cigar, in the battlefield or something. And so, it's just an idea I had, and I just want to, sketch it out and see if it comes to fruition, see if anything comes out of it. This happens, a lot. I'll just get an idea, a random idea, and I'll just have to explore it and sketch it. You can start with a head, if you're wondering like the best way to figure out how to draw heads, I recommend Bridgman, this book here, Bridgman's Guide to Heads, Features, and Faces. It's really good. It's got a lot of great tips, but essentially I'll be going over some of them today when I work on this head. What Bridgman does is he teaches you how to divide the head up into planes, like how to wrap the space, like you gotta find the center line, and then it's kind of the head is kind of an oval shape, it's not really a circle. Oh, whoops, I was drawing on the gray area. Put a new layer there and then I'll sketch on that. And that was too big anyway, so here's my like egg shape kind of for the head. The ear would kind of go maybe here, and like you gotta find the center line. Maybe that's leaning a little too much, so I'll put him like this. And his neck kind of comes out. Maybe like this. And then, so, I just work on sketching the head. I think his neck should be a little thicker, right? And I kind of want his body to come down like from the edge of I want it to be on the right edge of the canvas, right? So sort of like that. I gotta leave room for his helmet, so maybe I will make it a little bit smaller. And then his eyes, in Bridgman's guide he tells us to find the mouth, find the area where the mouth would be, and that's gonna be about half. The eyes is about half the distance, so realistically if you see this distance here, it should be the same here, so maybe it should come up a little bit more. And then the mouth should be about half that distance again, sort of. It's not an exact science, maybe the nose is about half that distance again, right? So it's like half, and half to find all the distances you need. But it's going to change, it's going to change based on what your character is doing. So it's like if his nose is like scrunched up, like he's making a face, then that's going to change it, and based on what your character is doing, it's going to the face is going to contort or change. And then finding the different planes of the face, like I was talking about earlier, like this is a plane here, and then like the way the head wraps around here, like this is another plane, and then you're gonna have like you're gonna have the cheek area, which is another plane, and then this area here is another plane, and this area is a plane, and then there's usually a little cutout for the eye here, and then there's going to be little planes on the nose. Like here's the bridge of the nose wrapping around that way. That's a plane. And then you've got this cheek, because I think he's going to be smoking a cigar. So I'm going to try to have him... The corners of the mouth usually want to line up with the eyes. Like if I draw a parallel line up, so like the eyes that are here, and then the corner of the mouth is here, straight line down, and then he's got his cigar in his mouth. He's smoking a cigar. He's like one of these rough World War II like characters from a pulp. My inspiration for this is kind of like a pulp novel from the 50s or something. A pulp cover. Maybe the cigar's a little bigger than that. Yeah, something like that. But I think his chin should be a little bigger, because he's kind of like a grizzled type of character. And he's gonna have like an army shirt, like a World War II, army shirt, which is just like a collared shirt. And then he might even have like the winter gear on, but we'll get to that. So we got his cheek coming up here. His nose looks a little big, so I'm gonna shrink it. Maybe tilt it a little bit. I might end up erasing that, but for now, we got the head coming here. He looks like an egghead now, so that was too much. This is the time for, like, sketching is the time for play and experimentation. So you don't want to be, too critical of yourself, as I feel like, sometimes I do that, or I can't draw, this sucks, I can't draw anything right. But this is the part of the process that is vital to making a good piece, because so you can't skip the ugly stages, basically, is what I'm trying to say. You got to go through all the ugly parts to get to the good part, so you got to start somewhere, basically. And so I'm just trying to sketch. This might be a little too fat of a brush. I'm going to slim it down a little bit. And then sometimes when I want to erase a large area, I'll just lasso it and then erase like that. And I think there would be more of a gap between these eyes. So this eye is not right, which means the mouth is not right too, so I have to go back and change both. And it also means that the distance from this eye to this ear is probably not right too. So I probably have to maybe widen it a little bit. That looks a little better. So then you got, so a lot of those old World War II helmets had a strap up here. I don't exactly know how I'm gonna put that in yet. And they had straps hanging down, kind of like this. But I think that I want them to be like wiggling a little bit. And then you got this strap here. which I think will be coming like that. I don't want to get too into those details right now though, because I think if he was in the Battle of the Bulge or something, he might have the winter coat on. So I can put a little bit of a thicker coat over this, like one of those World War II style overcoats. And then maybe it comes down like this. Maybe it goes over here. The guys that dropped into the European theater had a certain, uniform, so I'll try to find that online, like pictures of it online if I can. Not to copy exactly, but to just to look and see what the uniform was looked like. If he's squinting down with his eyes, maybe his eyes are like, they look a little small though. Try to make them a little bigger. And maybe his mouth looks a little small too. So I think I want to try to make it bigger. I don't necessarily, he's probably got stubble, right? Like he's probably gonna be not have shaved. So if this is his teeth, his lips gotta be bigger. They're gonna come up here, and then so it's very, very nitpicky and time consuming to just do little changes to a sketch, here and there, and trying to get it right. But that's basically what I do, is I just sketch until it looks right, and I might have to redraw things, but that just is good practice, because I think I want to have like the shadow of the helmet covering his eye a little bit, like maybe coming down like that. And this ear should be like maybe a little lower. In my experience, the bottom of the ear always meets the bottom of the nose, and the top of the ear always meets the eye, right? So you got the top of the ear, you can always try to line up with the eye, and the bottom of the ear, you try to line up with the nose. And if you're looking at this in 3D space, if this is curving around, you see like this, maybe the ear should probably be coming down a little bit to that line there, and that would be more realistic. But if his head is sort of tilted this way, like not to the left, but backwards, then that would change again too, right? Because if his head was tilted that way, it would make it more complex. So let's do that. Let's make this one light, really light, and let's put a new layer and start over, because that was getting a little too scribbly. So we got the shape of the head, we're thinking about the shape of the head and different planes, and we got the chin down here, which is like that, and we got the neck, the Adam's apple here coming down into his shirt, and we got this part of the neck, and we got his jaw kind of coming up here. And then I think I do want to have that center line coming down, following the nose, going back down to the mouth, and maybe the chin here. And so there's less room here than there is here. So that means his head would be tilted back a little bit towards the back. And then you want to find a place for the ear, but then you want the helmet to kind of wrap around and over the ear a little bit. And then come back and maybe come in over the cheek. And then it's got a little thing here. And so we've got to place the eyes sort of, and then these eyes aren't right really. The nose, and this is only the center of the nose, so it's got to come out over here and back, and then the nostril here, nostril. And then we've got the eyes sort of coming around the plane. Remember we talked about the planes to the top of the ear sort of. But if he's tilting his head, that would be just a little bit skewed. So we've got an eyeball here, sort of. Maybe looking at the camera. Maybe his brow is a little higher up right there, maybe. Eyebrow. You gotta think about eyebrows. Yeah, up here, maybe it's going up into the helmet a little bit, or maybe not. I haven't really figured that line out yet. But then this eye here, it comes maybe to about here. And so the corner of the mouth is going to line up with, I think, the inside, right? So the inside of the eye. So if I want the mouth to be where it is, then that would mean it's around here, his eye starts. And so this is the nose right here. This is the nose part. And then this is also a big flat plane up here, flat. And then the eyeball will come up and be kind of here, looking at the camera. No, that's not right because it's too big. The best, I like to think of the eye. I found a tip once that told me it's like sort of reverse of this, like a reverse image. So if you're coming up here and your eye is like that, then and then comes, hold on, let me do that again. And then comes like that. Right, this is curved and this is a more flat, and then this side would be the opposite, like that. So something like that. And that's always, done pretty well for me. So you just have to find it. But if he's squinting, I don't know if that's gonna really matter. So, because if you're squinting, it's gonna be harder to. You've got your sort of eyelash up here. And then if he's like grizzled and like grinning I think would be the right term. If he's grinning, he'd have like a expression on his face. So from the bottom of the nose to the top of the lips should be a little bit bigger. So this mouth could actually go lower. Kind of like this if I lowered it. I don't want the bottom layer to mess me up, so if I lowered it, it would look more realistic right there. And then, these are his teeth here, and I want to try to not worry about the teeth right now. That's too much detail. I really want to try to place the lips where they go. So if the corner of his mouth is here, then his lip will come up to the center. Come up to the center. And then this top lip looks like something like that. And then it curves around. Right, this is all dark in here, right? Cigars here. His teeth are kind of chomping on it a little bit. But this lip here is kind of sticking out, kind of jutting out. Kind of jutting out. There, that looks better. Kind of looks like he's chomping on the cigar a little bit. It's all about relationship of the shapes. So one of the techniques I learned in oil painting was to squint my eyes down and look at shapes. And this also works for drawing too. You look at shapes and sometimes they don't look right. The relationship between this jaw here and this cigar and this lip, and you have to change the shapes until they kind of fit and it looks correct, and that's just something you learn how to do over time with lots of practice. And then maybe his cigar is like that. And so see, his bottom lip is sticking out now more because I looked at this jaw and it wasn't right. And so when I changed it, it looked better. And sometimes I might have to change it several times to find, that space. So, I'm just gonna keep sketching on this, and I'm just gonna keep going with it. So I'll stop talking now and just draw, because this is hours of work that I'm gonna speed up and condense down into a nice little video. So enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll come back at the end and finish it off with a little overview of what I did. So thank you, and I'll see you in a few. Welcome back. I think I'm gonna stop there. This has been a fun little sketch for the day. I was just exploring and playing with ideas for like a World War II kind of soldier portrait thing. And this is just the fun sketch stage where I just play with ideas and see, I have ideas in my head that I want to get on the page. And if I was going to develop this into, something further, then at this point, if I liked this sketch and I wanted to go with it, then I would start to gather my reference and something a little more involved than just Google searches. I mean, I would maybe take a picture of myself in that pose, or somebody I know, like a friend, and then I would light it and everything, and then I would maybe try to find, replicas of the costumes or something, or even, you can just put together like a mood board type Google search thing where I just have lots of different examples of the helmets and cigars and, different jackets and clothes and things like that I could then look at and then try to, then when I render it, I know what I'm rendering. But I don't want to, at this stage though, I'm trying to be loose, I'm trying to be free, I'm trying to have fun, I'm trying to just paint and enjoy myself, and so I'm just kind of sketching, and this is the fun exploratory phase. So that's all I'm doing. And then, I'll keep working on this though. I might develop this further. I might start over and try, do a new idea in the same concept. Who knows? But thanks for joining me on this, fun little 3-hour sketch. I think I spent 2 hours and 45 minutes on it. So thanks for joining me. I'll condense this down into, like a 20-minute video or something like that, so it's easier to view. But stay tuned next time where I do some more sketching and have fun. And thanks very much. Have a good one.